right. Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing a channel message that I been receiving since this morning meditation, and also I have a couple of videos to also add to energy as well. As we do here, we read energy, and it's for educational purposes as well. It's not just tapping into energy, but this one feels like it needs to be brought up. I already laid down a couple of cards, and I'm just like reading into them, assessing what can I explain this in a better way and understandable for the both of you. Specifically, also could be divine masculine or divine feminine. There's also going to be, like I said, a couple of videos, so make sure that you, yeah, dealing with a lot as well too. Like that's why it's hard to it's like, okay, I'm gonna motivate people, but I also have to motivate myself, and if I don't have encouragement, like usually spirit or God who after meditation and stuff. So sometimes it's hard. It's not like this is perfect or spirituality is perfect and stuff. And also dealing with the 5 of Swords energy, right? I feel like it's a global thing where there's a lot of jealous, envious energy, trying to do things in the background. And for a lot of you, this is your confirmation, okay? So I was guided for another thing that I need to say to other people. A lot of people are in different levels and different missions, okay? So stop looking or comparing yourself to what other people are doing or how they're doing it or how they do certain things. Just focus on the things that you gotta do, but also, yeah, keep in community, keep everyone in check for sure. But you don't need to analyze too much people's motives or anything that they're not doing or doing, okay? So yeah, others of you, there's different way how people do activism and revolution, and they do online, they do outside of online, they do it through their communities, through their organizations, their charity work that they do that we don't know, volunteer work and stuff like that. A lot of us, we need to assess that everybody is in different journeys, okay? Yeah, some people don't really do much. They just they want things to be done for them, and they want things to be just given to them, or they just take it from other people, right? There's this energy of jealousy and envy, and then the justification of doing those things because the light, the love, the compassion, the kindness, the empathy that a person or children or things have, that this person, I don't know why they don't want to have that, or they're against that, I don't know. Yeah, it irritates them. But the whole message is not for that I'm here for, okay? So a lot of you, this is an answered prayer for someone. This is someone who has been meditating and praying, specific divine masculine who could have been a karmic in the past. So this is why this message is specific, and this is why it has it's gonna have the yellow warning. Not only because of the videos that most probably I'll be showing for what's going on, so we continue keeping ourselves updated with the evidence. We are bear witness here in this channel. So for a lot of you, if you're not interested in the truth, clarity, and justice, I would suggest to click off, okay? This is 18 plus. I say it all the time, but YouTube has a thing now censoring my stuff. This is adult work, okay? Also, Tower is not for everybody. I will explain that too as well here, that a lot of people misuse divination for other reasons, and that always backfire, right? But also is, yeah, it's a form of also I find of manipulation that through tarot and psychic reading we can see. So this is also another way where all these karmics and all these warlocks and shit like that they do this fucking, sorry, it's just, it bothers me, because this is why I put the yellow thing, because this is a confirmation for a divine masculine that doesn't know how to explain the situation to the divine feminine, and this is for you, divine feminine, as well. I know I'm getting into a lot of shit for this, but I know I have to do it because I see that there's a lot of psychic attack, dreams, conflict. There's a lot going on. Okay, so you guys are not crazy if you're feeling this, especially the divine masculine. This message is really for you. The divine feminine, that's why you're the high priestess here, and the empress. Okay, all right. So you are already, yeah, you knew already. So this is why it's not for everybody, because not all the divine feminines have the opportunity to know ahead of what's going to be the choice that the divine masculine in their karmic energy was going to choose. So this is for the divine feminine that knew that your person was going to choose someone else other than you before he did it. Hi. Yeah. It's not for everybody. And most of y'all, if it's not for you, no, please use your discernment, let it go. This is not for everybody. Okay, it's very specific. Maybe not. I don't know. It could be happening to multiple people. Let me know in the comments and stuff. This empress, high priest, a lot of divine masculine didn't think they were good enough for you. If you show them any type of kindness or love, or you've been showing with your actions that you are this, divine, like, this is how this person see you, divine feminine. This is why I'm here as well, because it's like spirit, God, angels are like advocating for this person. If you see this white aura as well, like there's no sun. I don't know. I've been trying to, it is protection, right? So a lot of you are heavily protected. Not only because you are the light through the darkness, so you are exposing a lot of truth, but also it's like there could be a child involved in this situation. So for some of you, you're single parents or going to be single parents, because I also see there is a realization and awareness. And that's the point of this message as well, is to bring justice by creating awareness for this divine masculine that you're not crazy. I am gonna show you through cards what it is, but I know for the karmic watching, this is your biggest fear, right? So divine masculine, this is what it is. It's like for a lot of you, this could be significant where your karmic was like, oh, don't watch tarot, that's like demonic or whatever. Like some of you, like you have a religious or family or something, I don't know. And also I want to make it clear that this video is not for like, you're trying to separate people and blah blah blah. It's not that. It's just that this is why I'm going to explain that situation that I'm going to explain between the karmic and the divine masculine who were in the karmic energy. He was a karmic. It's just you attract what you are, right? So now he's trying to grow and heal, but in the place that it's just no longer working, right? So for some of you, this is no contact or separation with the divine feminine. It has never been. Like, this person is loyal to this karmic situation person that this masculine has been feeling some type of way and doesn't understand why. He has seen something, or he feels an intuition, like on a soul level, that something that has been brought to his awareness is the truth, and he can no longer unsee it. For a lot of you, divine feminine, high priestess, it says what is hidden will come to the surface. Don't ignore the red flags. So a lot of you warned this person about the red flags, about this karmic side piece. How do you call it? It's called pick me up girls, pick me up, like super narcissist, right? And super controlling. But let me get deeper. This is what's going on. So the channel message that I got, this is why I don't usually need to be doing this for real. Like, I don't need to, but it's like I have to do it. Like, it was like a push, okay? Let me show you some of the videos, and then we're gonna go dive deeper into this. I'm probably gonna do another one, but yeah, divine masculine, this is gonna be intense, a lot of healing, a lot of you are in that process. I understand, and I know why God wants to advocate for you, because in the eyes of your divine feminine, you don't look so good, right? A lot of you like, yeah, choose somebody else, and this was fucking trash, it's a fucking snake, right? Yeah, Okay, so the first confirmation for you, and my ears are ringing like crazy because I feel like in the energy the karmic is watching, like watching tarot and stuff like that. Like this is someone who comes to you, divine masculine, tell you like, oh, that shit is demonic, don't watch that stuff. But this is someone who constantly watches this. Okay, this is also a karmic, just to confirm with you, and this karmic is gonna know it's them because you know this is your actions that you're doing, and this is what has been hitting, and this is why you tell this divine masculine, don't watch tarot, don't watch psychic reading. And for a lot of y'all, I feel maybe for like 85% of the divine feminine that watch me, or that maybe is in this current situation, you've been completely like, you don't know what's going on with your divine masculine, whatever, but you have an intuitive feeling that you already know that there is a child, and then there is, you know, and then this person is not happy at all. Like they're constantly manifesting you, thinking of you, like you understand this. You feel like even this person feels like this is an obsession, and a lot of you are in this like, but it's like divine. You guys feel like nirvana kind of thing, you know, when you're like your energy is, and this is what this karmic is jealous of, the divine feminine, divine masculine, like twin flame energy for sure. Okay, and I'm not saying like, because every twin flame and union, it's different. Okay, so for some they choose not to be together in this lifetime and decide most of the time is, you know, the enemy, the devil, trying to like separate these two, right? So which always, because that's why the twin flames together, it's like a universe, like it's like at the cosmos colliding, you know, and it creates this ripple effect that creates shifts and change and revolutions. And yeah, so this is why they're higher up, and people don't want real unions and marriages, and like really they want marriages with karmics, and like, you know, to keep people, the light workers and people stuck, and they not know their power and stuff like that. Yeah, chosen. Yeah, okay. A lot of karmic, a lot of distractions, so a lot of people like blocking all this distraction. Good for you. Okay, but for a lot of people it's not that simple. It's not that simple to release an ex, or someone who is toxic, or someone who's abusive and stuff like that. Like it takes time. Okay, so for divine feminine, you already understand this, that's why you're not judging or anything like that. But your divine masculine judge himself so much for prolonging this situation for this long, and not like waking up sooner, and like seeing things sooner before all this. So there is this blame game and embarrassment, you know, so and completely down. And then this karmic is using all that energy that this person has, like maybe they could be depressed or miserable, but they're not, like, you know, they're content when they're with their child, with their kid, whatever. And for a lot of you divine feminine, kudos to you, like you release them, you're like, okay, you let them go, you're like, yeah, go lay the bed, go, let you chose that, go lay in it and go be happy with the family. So a lot of you divine feminine twins, you know, you end up being with a high level soulmate who matches your energy, the healing that you have done. At least one of you have done the healing, and that's the most important thing. Okay, if you come together or not, that is already like destined, or it might not happen. It might be that this person, because everybody has free will, so this person, if they chose to stay with the karmic and settle with that, which much of the time the devil makes sure that they settle with that, and this is what the karmic, it's literally running out of money, furious. There's something, the habit that your person, divine feminine, let go, and this is what they were using to keep this person stuck in their spell work, ritual, whatever. And now they don't know what to do, because the thing, whatever they've been doing, is dissipating, and your person is waking up from all the illusions, from all that shit that they've been doing. And this is their confirmation to both of you. But divine feminine, you're highly intuitive, so you have voices, you warned this person as well, and they didn't listen, or maybe they didn't get to see the video, if you make a video, or if you talk about it, or if you, for a lot of you, if you did a reading for this person, if you're a psychic reader or something like that, even spirit told you, like, no, don't say anything, right? Like a lot of you saw that they were gonna choose a karmic over you, like they love you, you saw the love, whether they were going to choose a karmic lesson. That you knew the spirit had a mission. He told you, trust me, let them go. That is true. When you let go of something, if it's yours, it come back. You don't have to worry about anything. That's what God is saying. Trust. He already told divine feminine, that's your person, that's your husband. And a lot of divine masculine, this is going to bother you, because a lot of you offer your cup, you offer a commitment to this karmic, could be married and stuff like that. And some of you, you're going through separation, or this is what you're already like, you're like, I'm done, like it's done, right? So this is why a lot of a relation is happening, because the more you detach from this karmic, the more their karma is coming, for sure. But at the same time, you at the same time will see the truth. What has been happening, what she's been doing in the background. And you're hearing it from other people. Now, let's say that she told you not to, she or he, I don't know, take it how it resonates, please. There's no race or anything like that in or sex or whatever in energy, okay? It's divine feminine, divine masculine, we have it within ourselves. But the message here is whatever resonates with you is for you. What doesn't, you just let it go, okay? Thank you. Love you. Make sure you like and, share, because this is definitely for someone. Like, if they find this, it's for them, okay? So, yeah, I'm going. I haven't pulled this deck in a while, but yeah, this person, 6 of Water from the past. A lot of you don't want to deal with anybody from the past. I understand. That's fine. But I'm also can deny the suffering and like torture that, and for a lot of you, it's like, you don't want that. Like, I feel like divine feminine don't want to, they're divine masculine, even if they're not, like, they want them to be happy, they want them to be safe, even if they're not with them. Like, we send them love and pray for them and stuff like that. And that's the beautiful energy, that because you have prayed for them, you have broken a lot of unconscious and a lot of shit that this karmic was doing to your person in the background. So this is why I put the yellow thing. This is what I consider spiritual rape. There's a spiritual rape energy in this karmic energy. Like, you know, when like you're supposed to learn, like, no karmics are all bad, okay? They're not all bad, and you learn lesson from them. But this karmic took it to another whole nother level, like sinister, vile, disgusting, okay? And you're gonna get caught, bitch. You know who you are. So this is what they're afraid. And some of you, divine master, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna look at tarot readings. I'm gonna check out, maybe if your person is a tarot reader or not, doesn't necessarily have to be. Maybe you speak the truth, you're a coach or something like that. You advise people, I don't know, maybe you're a therapist or a healer or something like that. I don't know, there's something that you do. Like, your energy is so peaceful, it's so nice. Like, I just want to like, hey, hang out here, you know? But this energy, holy fuck. I don't know how this divine master, he is divine, that's for sure. Because it must take like some type of resilience, some type of strength to like stand this fucking karmic. Like, controlling, manipulative energy and like exhausting. Like, this person is saying, they know it. This divine master keeps saying, like, this is my karma, like, this is my karma. Like, why? Because they want to be with the divine feminine. They always wanted to be with the divine feminine, always. Their first choice was you, divine feminine. But the problem was, and I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, that's bullshit. Like, I understand, shit, believe what you want. This divine masculine needs to hear this though. And this divine feminine, you already know this. So this is why people think that if you mention something like this, they think you're crazy or something like that. And on top of it all, the karmic who's doing this and paying people, because I feel that there's warlocks, there's dark witches around here with trying to block your solar plexus. I saw yellow too when I was doing my meditation. Your finances, I saw the coin. I saw coins. And there is also some type of your intuition. So you don't see. So you don't feel, because it's like this karmic knows that you are very intuitive, and that also that you can sense it and feel it when someone's doing fucked up shit, or you feel it. So they were being doing that in the background. So this karmic study you, divine masculine, to the T. So I wouldn't be surprised, narcissist, sadist, and psycho. Yeah, a lot of you are understanding that like this person is in like regrets, okay? Like, so it said, a lot of you important psychic insights, even events behind the scenes, release fears that holds you back. So this is like spirit letting someone know, like 18 could be significant, some type of fear. Like, this is person's holding the fear, but this karmic is using the fear to keep this person from not talking to you, from keeping you blocked, from keeping this situation blocked, which is not fair. So this is why I'm here. Like, I was like, okay, like, that's not fair. You don't play fair. And also, it's like you driving this masculine insane by gaslighting them and bullying them when he asks you, where have you been? Or who you talking to, right? You're fucked up. You're gonna get caught. I'm telling you. Divine masculine, this is your confirmation, okay? I don't need to be doing this, but Spirit decided that I need to do this. Also, I have to share the videos. I want to share the light and the truth, just like I bring justice as a, I don't know, I'm not a judge. Nobody's judge. I'm just a messenger. But it's just like I felt the energy, and I was like, I felt so like impotencia, like I don't know how to say in English, like impotencia, like impotent, like you just like you feel like stuck and you can't, and you don't understand why, and you wish that you had awareness. Like I remember this feeling when there was like no tower and there was no energy stuff and all this shit was happening, people messing with like, and then making me go crazy that I would say those things, and it's because they're the one who were doing it. So yeah, I felt this and I was like, man, let me help you out, okay? For the both of you, because you're meant to be together. You were always were. It's just it was stolen from you. This is colonization, but in a couple way. And then you have this person who still to this day is karmic. It's still doing this stuff. It's using children for sure as a manipulation tactic. There is a form also, like they did, Spirit said today, that they did some type of like wound magic, like some type of like pregnancy, like to get pregnant. So a lot of you divine masculine, this is why it's not for everybody. It's 18 plus, okay? So for a lot of you, there was a time that like you just didn't feel like having sex with this person, like you just not feeling it, right? And also you're constantly thinking about this person. This is your other cue, okay? Every time you're more obsessed, like it comes like a wave, right? Like you just can't stop thinking about your person. You're more obsessed, you're more lustful, you want your person, but you don't have them, right? Then you wish you had them. And you always have. This is why you feel like you're a loyal and honest person. And that's fucked up that this karmic is using your kindness and for weakness and your loyalty. Because you are loyal to this person. But this person one of them is not, okay? And they're not honest at all. And they are sneaky, betraying you in the background. A lot of you suffer from a lot of headaches randomly and pain in the back, right? You have some pain here. I feel it in my vertebrae and my spine, okay? And you feel it all the time. There's this pain. That's usually the solar plexus being manipulated or distorted. And also it could be someone playing with your crown, okay? Or trying to distort your intuition. So that could be a sign. Start meditating, meditate, let it, let release, send it back or transmute it to love and light. Because you can't control what other people do, but you are aware. That's the point. If you are aware of it, it dissipates, just goes right away. Some of them are stronger than others, okay? But those who don't do that shit, that's why we don't have time for that shit. I don't know, but this is what spirit and channels and letting me know what they do in the background, and also confirms it with other people and stuff like that, or even in dreams, or even like things that I have to write down, or things that come up on energy reading, which most of the time it is energy. It's just, it can shift, it can turn, but it can also be of service, of how do I say it? It is safe for you to be powerful. That's what I was reading that, and I was like, wow. So some of you are light workers. So that's why I was like, oh, nobody's doing this to my light workers. That's not fair, okay? So divine masculine, pay attention. Divine feminine, you already know this, so you can stay just for entertainment purposes, but you already know this. So for you, it's like, okay, good that somebody is telling them, but also you already knew the situation. You're just waiting for that person to get this message that you already know what already happened in the background, and it's just them taking the courage to come towards you and start communicating and start this reunion, right? So that's really basically it. So there's so much energy of jealousy and envy when this come together. So I would suggest just keep it between the two of you, okay? For real. So yeah, it is safe for you to be powerful, humble. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and love and service to the divine. Okay, so a lot of you, that's the energy. It's like you are in a mission. You're serving the divine. You're not serving humanity. You're serving the divine. But by serving the divine, you also serve humanity. You have to serve humanity as well. Humanity, it's not doing so well. We have to continue boycotting. We have to continue divesting. We have to continue talking about Palestine, Congo, and Sudan. Please check my Instagram and constantly help the algorithm. You can go ahead and also like and just help the algorithm continue helping us, okay? They're trying to suppress the content because it is the truth. Because most of us are bear witness of genocide. They are all guilty, and they all need to be held accountable and prosecuted and go to the Hague. They need to go to the Hague, and they know they're going, and if it's not the Hague, it's the spiritual Hague, which is even worse. That's my other message as well. So for a lot of you divine feminine, you understand God's wrath, and so is the divine masculine as well, which is why the divine masculine feel like this is energy that karmic lesson that he needs to stay there. You do not. You can do what you want. I'm just giving you the what's behind your situation, and you choose whatever you want to do with your life. Because some people say, okay, so what? Okay, fine. Make my sex life better, or I don't know. Some people just stay in the comfortable in their habits, and that's about it. You know, like they choose. Okay, we're settling, and that's it. And for most of divine feminines, you already feel it that person make their choice. They are staying over there. You're using their free will, and you just let them be. You just go on, and there's a new love for you, high level soulmate, better and much better than that. But the thing is, for twin flames, I just want to let them know that this is the goal of the enemy, to keep you guys from not having that sexual union, which is the union where you both get to heal each other and be stronger. Yep. So basically the karmic in this situation are agents of demonic energy to keep you guys separated. And then, you know, because I feel like the energy of the divine feminine, they're doing the work, they're single. So for a lot of you, you are single. If you're not, this is not your message, okay? Divine feminine, you are single, you've been single for a while, not interested in anything. Also, a lot of you decided to stay abstinent because in terms of sexual energy, nobody meets that standard, right? Same thing with the divine masculine. So most twin flames, they're people that they're settling with, and this is something that the system benefits as well and controls that as well, which is fucking weird. But make sure that twins are married to, it's really fucked up, and also like encourages that in dark energy world energy. It's like it's taught to them, like how to keep a man trapped, how to make them fall in love with them, how to make them give them a baby, and all this weird ass shit. So yeah, so this karmic did all of it, everything on the book, and nothing is working. Everything is backfire. So every time this karmic does this with this warlock, or they go pay for that, or they do this, they have to, you will feel divine masculine more attracted to your person, not this person. Especially every time you let go of a habit that you know it keeps you trapped, it keeps you numb, or it keeps you not taking action, or it keeps you stuck, right? It says, marry for your history or childhood issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. So someone's like thinking about their childhood, thinking about this. So this could be you, divine masculine, or divine feminine, like just thinking back, but it's also to move forward. So a lot of you, divine masculine, you feel it, you feel your divine feminine like getting farther and farther and farther away. And a lot of you, it's like you feel like you're out of time, that if you don't come forward, that they're going to, and some of you, it's like, it's very painful and very intense to feel this. So that's why I was like, it's not fair. This karmic doesn't play fair. So this is it, okay? This is for you. But first,
what we are facing now is the system in its pure form. It's not that men, especially Western states, political elites, with a few exceptions, are standing with Israel as it commits genocide because there is a cohesion or a convergence of interest. This is the system we are facing. Yeah. So it's not that the system is not working. The system is working to protect certain interests. And in the way, not only they are slaughtering the Palestinians, not only they are paving the way toward the burial of the international order, but they are also crushing fundamental freedoms within their own states in order to silence the solidarity with the Palestinians. Yeah. The solidarity to stop a genocide. This is paradoxical. Yeah. Because we have had genocides before, but never there has been this apology of the crime at the international level. Politicians and media alike have been working together for that. Never we have had such a resistance, such an opposition, such a revolution brewing really around the globe to stop it. And seeing its silence is also a sign that the system is turning less and less liberal toward its own constituencies in the West.
State Department says the U.S. will not cut military aid to Israel, even though Israel just failed to meet a deadline to allow much larger amounts of food and other aid to enter Gaza.
The U.S. told Israel it had to ensure 350 trucks of aid made it into Gaza every day. Last month, there was an average of 40. Inside Gaza, community kitchens feed hundreds of thousands of people, one portion per mealtime per family. But aid organizations say there is barely enough, even in the safe zones where distribution is organized. In the north of the Gaza Strip, there's still active fighting. There, thousands of civilians can't or won't leave, and the barest trickle of aid has been reaching them. UN-backed experts say there's a risk of famine this winter if it hasn't already started. Israel has stepped up food deliveries very recently. It's opened a new truck crossing into Gaza, and it's pledged to get more aid to the north. But as America's ultimatum came and went with no consequences for Israel, aid agencies say it's just too little and far too late.
What the world calls a massacre is a recurring daily reality for Palestinians. Israeli bombs have killed more as survivors carry the old and the young looking for help.
We are the civilians displaced from the north. Israel continues with its genocide against the entire Palestinian population. The whole world is watching Palestinian women and children slaughtered, ripped to pieces and charred to the bone. What are the Arabs waiting for? Why is the whole world silent as our population is ethnically cleansed? Enough is enough.
These victims are from a packed UN school being used as a shelter in Gaza City. Hundreds of Palestinians forcibly displaced from their homes in northern Gaza are sheltering there.
We rushed to Salahuddin's school shelter after it was pounded by Israeli warplanes. This entire section of the building was leveled and a massive fire broke out as a result. We managed to put the fire out. 4 young children were killed in the attack.
The day began for many at the morgue. Emotional goodbyes as the old bury more of the young. This mass funeral is at Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir al-Balah after an Israeli strike in Maghazi refugee camp. The spectre of death at every hospital courtyard, every day. The living are being starved as aid is blocked from northern Gaza for weeks. Those who have been forced to other areas can get some food which they have to ration. But for people like Yaqub, access to some old flour is not enough to forget her reality.
Yesterday we had 20 killed. The day before yesterday we had 30. We hear of 30 and 100 people being killed every day. Is the world not seeing this? The whole world can see what's going on in Gaza. They are all silent and turn their heads. Nobody cares about us at all.
Palestinians base that complaint of being abandoned by the world on witnessing recurring war crimes in the last 14 months and denial of basic needs. And Israel's systematic campaign to dismantle and outlaw the only aid agency mandated to provide relief.
If UNRWA cannot operate, that means the UN will not be able to operate and to provide these critical services. And in that case, the only alternative and option is that the onus and the responsibility goes back to the occupying power.
That occupying power is focused on a military victory over the people and land, regardless of the suffering. More than 43,000 Palestinians, who are mostly women and children, have been killed since Israel war in Gaza began. And there appears to be no end in sight. Osama bin Javed, Al Jazeera.
The UN Special Committee has listed a number of recommendations for member states to stop Israel's violations of international law. The report calls for nationals of UN member states, including those with dual Israeli citizenship, involved in settler violence or violations in Gaza, to be held accountable. It recommends that companies which are complicit in violations of international law face full accountability for their actions. That's whether through the supply of arms or provision of digital products and services that enable Israel's onslaught. It also recommends investors ensure that their investments in Israel do not prolong the occupation of Palestinian land, and that social media companies, including Meta, TikTok, and X, increase transparency about government requests for content removal without court orders. It calls for individuals not to be mislabeled as anti-Semitic for disapproving of the killing of civilians and attacks on humanitarian workers.
start treating the UAE with the same energy we treat Israel. The UAE not only funds the genocide in Sudan to exploit the gold riches there, they've become the paradise of the desert through the kafala system, a system which exploits migrant workers from developing countries who go to places like the UAE for work in order to fend for their families back home. Human Rights Watch reported in 2014 that 99% of female migrant workers in the UAE were abused, including confiscating their passports, which, by the way, is illegal there, physical and sexual abuse, and refusing to pay them their wages. In many cases, women come under the pretext that they'll be hired for domestic work, only to have their passports confiscated and forced into prostitution. In Dubai, there are these labour camps, and the conditions are just appalling. The heat is unbearable, the sewage system is broken and deplorable, and basic utilities are inadequate. The water is not desalinated properly, and labourers have described becoming extremely sick from drinking it. Workers are also at high risk of facing dehydration and a heat stroke, amongst other ailments. Camps are also extremely overcrowded. This BBC Panorama investigation details a camp of 7,500 labourers, sharing 1,248 rooms with poor ventilation and sewage leaking all over the workers' quarters. For the vast majority of migrants, these slums are their only options for housing. The 14-hour workdays and the miserable living situation does not make things any better. The UAE does not give two shits about Muslims, Arab or non-Arab. They exploit Muslims from Africa and South Asia on one hand, whilst working in cahoots with Palestine's oppressors on the other.
Every accusation is a confession. You know how the Western world always questions the nonprofits trying to help Palestine, as if they're trying to siphon money to terrorist organizations? All bullshit. Well, here we are. Every single nonprofit tied to Israel must be investigated, because they are the ones funding terrorists.
What do you make of the recent announcement by the IDF that they will not allow anyone to return to northern Gaza after everything else that we have witnessed?
My answer is, I told you on the 14th of October 2023, I issued a statement when Israel issued a mass evacuation order, which is a monstrosity in and of itself. It cannot be legal under any circumstances, because you need to ensure safety, shelter, food, access to medical assistance to people you evacuate. It is to be for a purpose, for military necessity, for a short period of time. What Israel has done has kicked out 1.1 million people out of their homes, including elderly, persons with disabilities, pregnant women, while they were being bombed. And they've been sent to places which were being bombed. This is all documented. Not just by me, but forensic experts, the United Nations, Israeli lawyers themselves. And 22 hospitals have been part of this evacuation. Now, whomever didn't leave was considered a terrorist affiliate, as an associate. So, but I said, 1 or 2 days after, I said, this is going to be the largest mass evacuation of Palestinians since the Nakba. And so it was, because I'm a scholar. My scholarship has been on forced displacement of the Palestinians. So I know that Israel, under the fog of war, takes the opportunity to forcibly displace the Palestinians in order to take the land. And they've said it, and they've done it.
The response to Hannah Rafiti tearing up the anti-Maori bill yesterday in the New Zealand Parliament has been largely in support. But there are definitely those that are identifying with the colonizer and calling this performative and a break in the decorum of the processes of the parliament. So I wanted to shed light on exactly what happened that led to Hannah Rafiti tearing up the bill and performing the haka in protest. First of all, the bill itself seeks to ratify and redefine the Treaty of Waitangi, which is the founding treaty between Maori people and the New Zealand colonizers. Secondly, Hana Rafiti and the rest of the Maori party asked for space to give commentary and to have a debate about the bill, which was denied. As a result, Hana Rafiti tore up the bill in protest, and the Maori party performed the haka in protest as their last resort. And that's the thing about colonizers. They weaponize decorum and quote-unquote the rule of law when it suits them. When in reality, there is nothing more violent than colonialism and imperialism. They will claim peace and equal rights as they break treaty after treaty, which is what this bill intends to do.
The House is suspended until the ringing of the bells. The gallery is to be cleared.
More people need to talk about the indigenous Maori because what they've been able to accomplish within the past 10 days is just remarkable. More than 10,000 New Zealanders went on a 9-day march, a total of 660 miles to the parliament to protest the bill that they're trying to pass that's going to infringe on the indigenous people's rights. The march was completely led by indigenous people as well. They marched across New Zealand because they were very unhappy with this bill that the parliament was trying to pass. And this is so historic in my opinion because the indigenous people stood up for their rights and everyone in the community stood up behind them. Children, families, indigenous people, non-indigenous people, they all came together no matter the weather, no matter the environment, and they still marched and they allowed the indigenous people, Maori people of New Zealand to lead them. The bill that they're trying to pass is very unpopular even in the parliament itself. It's more than likely not going to pass. But the fact that all of the people of New Zealand came together knowing that this bill still isn't going to pass and they embarked on this multi-day journey together is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. This is all thanks to the youngest New Zealand parliament member who started the haka in the parliament and really ignited this full nation movement. Everyone around the globe needs to watch the Maori people and watch their indigenous movement and really be inspired because this is just remarkable.
You know, you should be angry about people being indiscriminately murdered in the most unnatural and heinous, evil, vicious ways. You should be angry about that. You should be angry about children being murdered, mothers and fathers being murdered, entire bloodlines wiped out. You should be mad. You should be mad at the people that are fucking doing it and the people that are watching it and saying nothing, allowing it to happen. You should be fucking angry. And I don't understand why it's so complicated for people to accept the reality that this shouldn't be fucking happening.
As Israel is rounding up dozens of hospital patients, forcing them to stand naked, blindfolded, and bound in the cold, the United Nations Security Council just voted on a resolution for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, including the unconditional release of all of the hostages, and only one nation voted against it. The United States was the only nation to vote against this resolution, and this comes just 2 days after Linda Thomas Greenfield chastised Russia for doing the exact same thing with Sudan. And right now, the United States is supplying anti-personnel mines to Ukraine, despite the fact that this violates their own Ottawa Agreement. Not only is the United States failing to uphold any sort of international law, they are also currently encouraging other nations to break their own treaties. This comes at the same time that the Biden administration has decided that no longer does Ukraine have to pay back $4 billion that they owe the United States, but they are also now allowed to fire long-range missiles deep inside of Russian territory. And this is likely to trigger Russia's new nuclear doctrine. Their new doctrine states that any NATO ally that supplies weapons to Ukraine that are then used deep within Russian territory is complicit in that attack, and they are willing to use weapons of mass destruction as a deterrent. The United States has become a liability when it comes to international peace, and unfortunately it seems that there is no way to stop them.
Yes. I know that you were not waiting for anything. I was not either, but the US has just used the 10th veto against an immediate ceasefire resolution in the UN Security Useless Council. 14 in favor, 0 abstention, and 1 against, so it's not adopted. Oh my god, what do this world know about democracy? What do this world know about logic, about humanity, about anything? 0. Nothing. This world is insane. And I'm just wondering, why did we, human beings, invented the Human Rights Declaration, the UN agencies, the INGOs 7 decades ago or 8 decades ago? Why? For what? To protect whom? To protect the people placed by the US? Oh my god. That's insane.
Every day, I get more and more embarrassed for AOC standing up on that stage and betraying her morals, saying that they are working tirelessly for a ceasefire. The US has just vetoed its 4th ceasefire deal. This one would have had permanent, unconditional ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all the hostages, backed by 14 member states. Even the UK got on fucking board with it, but it won't happen because the US has the veto. I know this talking point is so tiring, but make it make sense to me how you don't want an unconditional release of all the hostages if the aim of the war is to get the hostages.
So Pokemon Go was a scam? Niantic just announced that they have been taking the data from Pokemon Go and using it to build one of the largest geo models for navigation ever. And so basically all the people who've been playing Pokemon Go over the years have been free geo navigators. And they would, when they wanted something to be geolocated or pictures of an area to be taken, they would put Pokemon in those areas so people would go out there and take the pictures and navigate the areas, all while being tracked by their GPS navigation devices. That's crazy. That's thinking 100 steps ahead. Creating a game to make people go and do your geo tracking for you so that you can create a mapping service to sell. And they were also making money off the Pokemon game because they were selling people the Pokeballs and the items and the fashion stuff and that's crazy. I understand this is why these people are millionaires, billionaires. These are why these people run companies. Just the forethought of 10 years ago to say, we don't want to pay a bunch of people to go geo-navigate, but if we create a game that makes them go do the work for us, they'll pay us to work for us.
So apparently this chanting is known as haka, and it's used as an intimidation practice to manipulate situations. And I just want to let you know that this type of activity is witchcraft and it's demonic. And as Christians, if you ever see something like this, I need you to know how to handle the situation.
This is such a dangerous take. This kind of rhetoric quite literally unalives entire groups, mass groups of people. And what's worse is that harboring this kind of opinion literally, it lacks so much accountability, it lacks integrity, and it lacks understanding and knowledge. And not just in the fabric of Maori culture or even other Pacifica culture, but in the history of colonization in the Pacific. And this is proved by the fact that in the beginning of the video, you say, apparently, this is the Haka. And in your caption, you say, I recently came across the Haka movement. Then you repost the video and you turn off your comments. The reframing of this treaty is inherently violent. That is why it is being protested, because it is inherently violent. It threatens to annihilate not only an entire people, but an entire culture. So if anyone is trying to be manipulative or intimidating, it is literally the parliament full of colonizers. And for someone to critique the way a marginalized group of people are literally fighting for their lives, their literal lives, and their children's lives, their right to exist, literally lacks basic human empathy. And the people that you're defending, saying, oh my gosh, they look so scared, are quite literally colonizers who create inherently violent policy because they benefit off of the marginalization of indigenous people in Aotearoa. And this is why I have a bone to pick with Christians, because so many Christians co-opt white supremacy to back their outrageous opinions that, again, require zero accountability, zero knowledge, zero understanding, and zero integrity. Because saying that you don't want this video to spread misinformation and hate, and then making a video that spreads misinformation and hate, the cognitive dissonance is going wild. If you care about people, if you care about communities, if you care about people in communities not being unalive, then you would take down this video. As people of a global community, we all have responsibility to each other. And you have to understand that language shapes the world around us. It shapes the way that we interact with other people. And your words, your exact words, have not only historically, but continuously unalive vast groups of people.
There is no good capitalism. There isn't a capitalism that is somehow not racial. There isn't a capitalism that does not produce and reproduce all kinds of sexual and gender boundaries. There is not a capitalism that does not exhaust the energies and the resources of the human and not human world. It doesn't exist. So when we're talking, therefore, about racial capitalism and dismantling it, we are coming at capitalism from a particular perspective, but make no mistake, it's capitalism we're after.
The United States wasted no time threatening the ICC with sanctions immediately following the arrest warrants that were issued for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. The White House appears to be in panic mode as they have canceled the press briefing from the State Department today. Multiple countries have already signaled that they are on board and that they will fulfill their obligation to arrest Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu or former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant if they step foot on their soil. The White House contends that the ICC does not have jurisdiction here because Israel is not signatory to the Rome Statute. But here's why they do. All of the crimes that were committed on Palestinian soil, and Palestine is a signatory to the Rome Statute, thus making it the ICC's jurisdiction, whether the White House wants to admit it or not. But beyond arresting them, what does this mean for the international community? Now that they're being tried with war crimes, it's going to put pressure on the international community to stop sending them aid, as doing so would further implicate their own governments. The United States is not likely to be sanctioning Israel, even though Bernie Sanders' recent bill finally made it to a vote. The United States is likely to continue funding this, but we can sanction them ourselves. And we can start by hitting them where it hurts. We can black out for Black Friday. And this kills 3 birds with 1 stone. Many of the products that you see being sold this Black Friday are going to be contributing directly to at least one genocide. Between the electronics contributing to the genocide in the Congo, the gold, silver, and diamonds contributing to the genocide in Sudan and the Congo, or the plethora of American businesses that are currently contributing to the genocide in Palestine, we can hit them where it hurts and we can shut them down. So shop local instead. Antique stores, thrift stores, that little shop that you've always wanted to go to in town. Bonus points, they have sales going on at the exact same time. And if you want to contribute even further, download the No Thanks app. You can scan the barcode of pretty much any product and it will let you know whether or not it's on the BDS list. These arrest warrants are just the start. Demand sanctions from your governments. And if they won't do it, you will.
What if I told you that a lot of Palestinians today are descendants of ancient Jews? You know, the same people that you're claiming to decolonize the land for? Let that sink in for a second. Let's rewind for a second to the 1st century. After the Romans crushed the Jewish revolt in Judea, which is here, the Jews didn't just pack up and leave. Sure, some Jews were exiled, but most Jews stayed on this land. And over centuries, many Jews converted to Christianity under the Byzantine rule. Because keep in mind, being Jewish is not a race, it is a faith. It is one of the 3 Abrahamic faiths: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And it's absolutely silly to think that Christians were not previously Jews, because Jesus himself was a Jew. A lot of Jewish people converted to Christianity and then later converted to Islam when Islam was spreading. This wasn't some massive invasion. The same people that were living on this land for millennia went through different faiths. They were Jewish, became Christian, became Muslim, but they are still the same people. A historian, Shlomo Sand, even said in his book, the rural population of Palestine, which remained attached to its land, converted to the religion of the rulers of the successive periods. Translation? They didn't go anywhere. They just converted. If you're still not convinced, let's talk about DNA. A 2001 study published in the American Journal of Human Genetics found that Palestinians and the Jewish population shared similar Y chromosome markers. That's the science telling you, hey, these people are actually related. In fact, Palestinians are genetically closer to Jewish people than they are to other Arabs, like Arabs from Saudi Arabia, for example. So when you're calling Palestinians colonizers, you're actually talking about the same people who are descendants of ancient Jews. Kind of awkward, right? But wait, there's more. Many Palestinian family names like Masri or Netshe have Hebrew and Aramaic origins, and their farming techniques, they're passed down from the same ancient communities that tilled the land thousands of years ago. The connection is so obvious it practically slaps you in the face. And yet people pretend like being Palestinian is some alien presence. Now let's ask ourselves why this version of history gets shoved under the rug. If we acknowledge the fact that Palestinians are the descendants of ancient Jews who converted over time, then the whole exclusive right to the land argument completely gets thrown out the window. And that makes it inconvenient for certain people who want a clean and simple story, where one group is indigenous and the other isn't. But guess what? History is messy. You can't cherry pick what you like. Even Benny Morris, an Israeli historian, who's not exactly pro-Palestinian, by the way, admitted that many Palestinian Arabs are likely descendants of Jews who stayed on the land. And look, the history doesn't lie. This is a painting of a Palestinian rabbi, a Jewish rabbi from the year 1782. And that is because Palestinians who were Christian, Muslim, and Jewish made up about 95% of Palestine. These people weren't visitors, they lived harmoniously together side by side. They were the ones farming the land, building the towns. 3 different faiths living together side by side. And you know what unites them? Being Palestinian. They were the ones holding down the fort when empires came and went. The land isn't owned by one faith or another. Acting like Palestinians are outsiders is just wrong. The land doesn't care what religion you practice. It remembers who stayed, who worked it, who fought for it. The people of the land have undeniable roots there. And it's unfair to erase one group's story to push another. It's not justice. It's propaganda with a side of bad history. So when you're being anti-Palestinian, you're actually being anti-Semitic because they are the people of the land. They have been there for thousands of years. So when we talk about a free Palestine, we're actually talking about decolonization. Learn your history.
My father always said, the Zionists love Israel and hate Jews. He said 2 other things that turned out to be really prophetic. One was that the Zionist Jewish establishment made a deal with the devil. When you see the Zionists of America honoring known anti-Semites, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, you can see how true this has become. My father's other belief, which turned out to be extremely significant, is his questioning the rationale for a Jewish state altogether. He had the guts to question why a Jewish state was a good thing. He would say that Jews were nomads. We take culture everywhere. He thought it would turn out to be a disaster for Jews in the world, given that Israel was built on the backs of the Palestinians. He taught us that it was simply not fair to scapegoat Palestinians for the Holocaust when they had nothing to do with it. He would say, how can Jews be safe if we're kicking people out of their houses? He felt strongly that because of the Holocaust, Jews were vulnerable to being used by powerful players who wanted Israel for their own interest. He always thought that Israel was an imperialist project.
Click the link in the bio to get the book.
I find this argument so funny. Seen an area.
Let me stop you right there, buddy, because I highly doubt that you have seen anything. Heard maybe, watched maybe.
I find it so funny when people say the only way that you can know what's happening is if you've been here. The only way you can directly care is if you've seen it with your own eyes. What I can see is that this guy moved to the West Bank to illegally occupy it, and he says it with his own words.
Many would say where I am standing right now is a settlement. Many would say what you see behind me here is called the West Bank. Well,
I've seen him stitch Palestinians that are literally in Gaza, and he's argued with them as well. What about them? They are literally there. People like this guy do not give a fuck about other people. When people say October 7th was a tragedy, do you stitch them and say, well, you weren't there, how would you know? No, you don't, because you live in your own bubble and your own supremacy right next to this scum Michael Rappaport. If you stand next to him and align with his values, I know we will never agree on anything. And you are excited about Mike Huckabee trying to ethnically cleanse the history and the people of Palestine, you are not healthy for the world. But that seems to be on par with pretty much anybody that's supporting Israel's actions currently.
Careful. Oh, no, in front now.
When corporations fail, you pay for it. But when they succeed, it's theirs. They socialize their losses and privatize their gains. Why do we allow that?
Consider this. Wealthy people do not stash their billions in safe deposit boxes loaded with $100 bills. They don't do that. And they don't spend it all at the mall. They don't spend like crazy. No. Wealthy people invest. It is investment that creates jobs and economic growth.
See, this is the lie they tell you. That all this money flowing towards corporate and moneyed interests is actually for your benefit. The government intervention for corporations is our free market. But government intervention for workers is socialism. And that's the reason for the socialism scaremongering. It's a false choice. To make you believe that this country has but two options. A socialist, authoritarian, hamburgerless Venezuelan nightmare, or accept the status quo, where large corporations benefit from government help, then use some of those profits to lobby the same government for more government help. They want you to believe that in a free market, while your wages stay low, someday the largesse will eventually trickle down. And in the meantime, enjoy watching your tax dollars help billionaires launch themselves into fucking space. When corporations fail,
As it turns out, the International Criminal Court isn't just for Africans or thugs like Putin, as a senior elected official told its head prosecutor months ago, because after nearly 6 months, the International Criminal Court has finally released the arrest warrants for both Yoav Gallant, Israel's former Minister of Defense, and Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's Prime Minister. And if you read through the allegations against them, they are absolutely horrifying. But these are the things things that we've all known for months. They have referred to Israel's blockading of aid as a crime against humanity, which, by the way, has only gotten worse because this only studies the dates up until May. And since the beginning of October, Israel has intensified its starvation policies in northern Gaza to the point for where over 40 days no aid has entered the area. But one bit which stuck out to me in the allegations against Netanyahu and Gallant is the point that there was no justification for not allowing anesthetics to enter the Gaza Strip, and that this is a crime against humanity that was only ever about inflicting the maximum pain upon Palestinians possible. The cruelty and barbarity of Israel's regime is incomparable to anything that Palestinians have ever done to them, and whilst this arrest warrant isn't necessarily going to change the world, as for over 3 years now Putin has been wanted by the ICC, the fact is that this is a point at which it is nigh on impossible for figures like Keir Starmer to continue to aid and abet Israel, because he himself is actually complicit in this, as he said in October last year that Israel had the right to cut off food and water, which is now a crime that these monsters have been indicted for.
Every system is perfectly designed to get the results it achieves. That's what we have to appreciate. These systems, if people say, well, how do we fix them? They're not broken. They're designed to produce exactly what you see. Mm-hmm. There's no fixing them. There really isn't, because they're perfectly designed. We need new systems, right? These systems, as they're set up, are designed to do exactly what they're supposed to do. Women have a certain position. People of color have a certain position. White people have a certain position. When you look at law enforcement, I can't tell you how many people have said to me, how do we fix it, Joy? How do we fix it? I said, you can't fix it. You know that policing, for example, in America, it came from slave patrols. Right? So the actual, where it was derived was terrorism. They were terrorizing enslaved people that had been freed for fear that there was going to be a revolt. It never happened. You realize that. They still punish us over this notion of fear of what we're going to do. Because, and that's their pathology. Mm-hmm. I mean, that really is their pathology. But if it actually came from slave patrols, what makes you think it's there to protect you? It's not designed to protect you. It may occasionally, but that's not what it's designed to do.
Okay, so I put also divine masculine, you're ready and wants to try it if you give. Divine masculine is ready and wants to try if you give him a chance. So karmic is furious. It's not accepting being defeated by God, basically, because only God can do this. Like, I'm 100% sure a lot of you, God is helping divine masculine to release the fear and to trust. This is your confirmation. Divine feminine, you're already there. You're like, what? So that's awesome. Make sure you're get down the pride and, prejudice for the masculine, okay? That movie, you should watch it. Pride and Prejudice, okay? That's definitely message that I put on TikTok. So this could be related, I'm not sure, but could be Mr. Darcy, Elizabeth energy, Elizabeth being, but I also was getting in this energy, I was getting the energy of what happened to Osiris and Isis, where this Osiris, basically, this is just an example, but I'm just explaining myself so maybe the masculine can understand. And I have to give you code so that you can understand, so that way when you get dreams or get your own signs and synchronicity from the universe, God and spirit, whatever you want to call it, you will know that this is for you, okay? So Osiris at one point got this love spell or something like that, or some type of like energy where this other girl, I don't remember what her name is, wanted to have a child with Osiris. They wanted to have like the, have something like similar, but also apparently Osiris was very good and dual there. Anyways, but Osiris was literally energetically in every possible way in love with Isis. He's like, he worshiped Isis. That was his wife. That was his everything. So it took a lot of work for this witch to get Osiris to get them even in bed, okay? So of course Isis felt really betrayed, but in a way Isis was a high priestess and an empress back then. So she already knew that Osiris was going to be tricked and manipulated for that. But Spirit told them that there is a child that needs to be born through that karmic. Can you imagine? So Isis was like, okay, sure, great. So Spirit kept healing this Isis, beautiful empress, before the breakup. So before, so a lot of you, this is why you divine feminine, this is how you know it's for you. You knew that your person was going to choose, it was going to say, oh, the grass is greener somewhere else. It was going to choose that karmic energy, right? You knew this. Why? Because you knew that the karmic was manipulating your divine masculine. But you also had to let it happen because Spirit told you that it had to be happened. Because they need to learn the lesson, right? Yeah, that takes some mastery, does it? So you have become like a master. Self-control, letting go of things of Soviet, but also leaving space for good things to come in. So this is what happens where Anubis was born because of the betrayal that Osiris did with this girl, which this girl did some type of shit to get this guy in the bed and stuff. And then it turned out that Isis was the one who raised Anubis with Osiris. Something happened to this chick, obviously, because, you know, karma gets whatever, because, you know, it's just what's going to happen. Karmic, this is your warning too, boo. It will never, is going to go back. What goes around comes around, okay? Divine masculine, it's going to comes around when you already getting the sign that you need to let go of things. You need to let go of this karma, because the more you have your own life, and I understand for now it's really difficult to be a single parent in this world. My goodness, I understand. Okay, so maybe this is wise for you, because a lot of you want to have your child and you want to have them like in a different, like you want to co-parent, right? You want to have your kid and tell this person, like I'm hearing you saying this, like you telling this person, I love you, but I am in love with someone else. I love you, but, and then this person is guilt tripping you, manipulating you. You're supposed to say this. Wait, this person is normal that they're gonna retaliate. It's normal they're gonna resist. It's normal because their energy, their witchcraft is running off. You see right through. A lot of you have found receipts. You have found evidence. You have the evidence, right? That's for some of you. Others of you, you are only relying on spirit right now, on your intuition and your discernment. And that is powerful, okay? So, but this type of stuff we do with private readings and stuff like that. So please don't just make a huge decision like this based on a general tarot reader on a YouTube channel with some chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is my life. This is what my practice. This is what I do. I heal. I am a healer. And also I help people alchemize and transmute, because that's what I do all day. But also I see behind the scene, I see what people are trying to do behind the scene, and then blame those people for getting caught by the victims. Like, what the fuck? And then they gaslight and bully those people and to try to distort them, like, oh, no, you don't even see that. You don't know anything. Oh, that's not true. You can't prove that, right? So this is why they do this type of nasty, vile things, which is literally, this is what is called spiritual rape. They take someone's free will, right? A lot of you were sleeping. Some of you were sleeping. You were dreaming about your person. Like, you were having that type of intimacy. And you find out, like, you never sleep without a condom and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, or some of you, the condom was poked by the karmic, right? These karmics are... Anyway, so there's that. And also there's the one where this person felt that you were going to leave them for your person, obviously, because that's the person that you were meant to be. You were always meant to be with that person. That was your person. You're meant to obviously have children with that person. You probably would. Who knows? It depends on the decisions that you guys made after the information that I provide. That's your life. That is not my life, okay? Please don't idolize this situation. And do save it and like it and share it so maybe other people who are in the situation as you can find it, okay? But for real, like, this was divine feminine, you already know, this was manipulated. Like, your mind, your decision was distorted to benefit another person, for you to stay stuck with this person who wants to keep you track, who wants to keep you in a kind of like mental, psychological prison, but you don't know that they're doing it in the background. For some of you, this is someone who can have income. So a lot of you chose money over love. You chose karmic and to settle into karmic because there was money involved, because you were going to be comfortable and stuff like that. That's for some of you, not everybody, but very few of you. And you've realized that money is not everything. Like, now you're learning this. There's no other way that you learn. It's like a lot of people think that karmic is this, karmic. No, we learn valuable lessons. And I'm telling you right now, be thankful for this karmic, for all that witchcraft and shit that they have done in the past, to keep you both separated, to impregnate, so you can impregnate her or something like that, to try to give, you know what I'm saying? Like, that baby, like, for some people will say, like, oh, that's a karmic child. Like, I don't think so, because if this person is a real twin and they're healing, that child automatically is a divine anointed child. Duh. That's what the system doesn't want you guys to know, that the moment that you heal, one of the twin flame, whoever heals in any situation, if you have a child, please, one of your parents have to heal. Okay? Please heal. It will help yourself and your child more. For real. And also, they are not karmics. So the protection comes to them, but that's another thing. Children become the shield for the karmics if you stay and they stay around. So these people never get their karmic. Their karma, basically. Their negative karma they're supposed to get. And they know it too. Because the practitioner, whoever does reading and stuff for them and for you to find out what you're doing, what your person is doing, this is what karmics do all day. I don't know how they have time, but they have time, I guess. They want to know if when you're approaching them, when you're, like, a lot of you broke up with this karmic. For some of you, you have broken up with this energy. You're healing, you're co-parenting, you're balancing your finances finally. Your kid is happy, you're much happier now than before. Before you were drained and so tired and always, like, this karmic always creating drama and you don't understand what their obsession. For some of you, it's like you told them to stop bothering you on social media, like some weird ass, like very, very karmic in nature. Okay, so the thing is they're trying to keep you hold, to keep you in control, and there's a lot of psychological and manipulation here. Okay, so this is what they're furious, because their tactic of manipulation and what they've been doing to control, to keep this person, it's no longer working. It's been blocked. God has blocked it. He has let it happen, because this is someone, sorry, Divine Feminine, but you already know. But if I'm asking, you're the type of person that comes and goes. You break up with this person, and then you go back. Like, this person is always pulling you in your weaknesses, right? Like, a lot of you don't know how to be alone, or a lot of you is like, you don't, I don't know, you just, I don't know if it's insecurity, or is it something that, like, you don't know your worth, or you don't value yourself, your body, but now you're doing that now. That's why I'm saying it, because you are already learned those lessons. And this is why it's making this karmic furious, because of those things, because of that choice, because you decided and choose to heal. And that's why God wants to, like, give you justice. And you can only give yourself that justice. And how are you going to give yourself justice if you're not aware what happened to you? Because nobody has actually, you haven't sat down with anybody, or maybe some of you have sat down with other tarot readers or spiritualists or someone to explain to you what's going on. Like, a lot of you don't understand, like, why you feel some type of way. A lot of you feel like you think you're sick or lovesick because you're constantly thinking about your person. But the thing is, every time you're in that energy where you're thinking about your person, but you know it's forbidden. Like, for the Divine Feminine, if you are with a person, with a karmic, and you have a family, that's forbidden for them, and they will never know. It's a no. So a lot of you, if you're like, oh, I can have my cake and eat it too, that's karmic in nature. Okay. And the other thing is, automatically, when you think, just the thought of thinking that you can have a Divine Feminine and a karmic in the same together, you already lost the Divine Feminine. You already lost the gift. So I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but the more you stay with the karmic and not work on yourself and heal, because you can't be within a twin flame or energy, or any high level. So I recommend everybody to fucking heal from karmics and shit like that, especially this one. Oh my God. What I'm gonna tell you, this one, she earned the title of karmic number fucking 1. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, because they weren't alone. They have help. They have help with the family or some friends or something. They have help. Or they pay someone that does this. Someone who is highly skilled, apparently, but they're not really good at hiding their tracks. They leave tracks. Okay, so this is where I'm at. to give you the tracks. Okay, divine masculine, and the karmic will cover your tracks next time, you know, and stop watching Tower. I've definitely feel I'm in you guys' energy, and this is your story. I'm 100% sure the karmic is just watching to see if their fucking witchcraft shit has worked. What a life. It will never work. It's always gonna backfire. And now it's even worse. So if you're here to just listen to that, go right ahead. But I'm sure you're gonna click off or go crazy in the comments. Anyway, seriously, it's not funny. Like divine masculine, this is like not funny at all. But a lot of you are the one who's, after you finish this, you separate, you cut the cord, and now I see you, like your energy for some of you, you're ready to end the no contact and separation energy with your divine feminine. You're ready to tell them the truth. You're ready to bring that light. You're ready to tell them this because you see them thriving. They're a good mother. They're beautiful. Some of you are interested in a divine feminine who is a single mother as well. For some of you, it's not. It's someone who is just motherly. It's just lovely and creates and co-creates with the universe. Very loving. It always has energy to pour on others because they're constantly refilled, they're rejuvenated with God constantly. They never run out of love or anything. This is why they're able to overcome depression, anxiety, all this witchcraft that is happening in the background, which is, think it or not, this karma also attacks your divine feminine, and I feel it here in the crown. Okay? Because this is someone very intuitive. This is someone who had probably warned you, and this karma freaked out. This is why they told you, don't look at tarot, don't look at this, and try to keep you in fear and stuff like that, because yeah, that's what it is. So peace in the midst of chaos. Tap into wise soul. You are safe, you are loved, you're enough. Okay, so this is what is going on. A lot of divine masculine, you were in a low insecurity, a lot of inner childhood wounds, maybe abandonment issues, rejection issues, just distracted, a lot of not feeling love and not feeling good enough. And this is why you chose to settle with the karmic. You had the blessing right in front of you. And this is why then the divine feminine, it is who you are. This is who you are. Like, holy shit. Like, this is why the divine masculine loves you even more, because you forget, but you don't forget, but you also don't hold resentment or anything like that. You just like, okay, I accept, you know, but this is the thing, that the divine masculine doesn't know this yet because they're not talking to you. They're assuming, okay? But also this karmic is using the assumption and the separation, right? Because like for a lot of you, divine masculine feels like this is a broken union, so contract is terminated, divine judgment and about karma. Like they think that this is their karma. But that's the thing. Spirit's like, no, you're gonna be a couple. Just be patient with yourself. You have to heal. See, I wish things were different. I am healing. So be compassionate. This energy, believe it or not, divine masculine, your divine feminine was in this energy. They also have to deal with their own karmics. They also have to heal. They also have to give themselves self-love, self-care. Okay? So this is another thing. It's like the karmic is just watching this divine feminine heal themselves, work on themselves, accept this rejection, accept that your person is not going to be there for you, so that you have to be independent, that you have to build your own empire, basically, your own home, your own community. So a lot of you are just doing that. You're following God, you're following spirit, but guess what? Don't think you're going to do this alone. Your person is literally, it's just they have to accept this truth, which is really hard to accept, that you already accept the divine feminine because you believe in God, you trust your intuition. This person is just learning this stuff, or just decided to learn it, or whatever has been blocking their intuition is dissipating, because this person did one thing, just one thing. Out of the habits that they do, they stop doing it. And that's the one that helped to break this back spell or whatever they're doing, because I'm getting heavy as the blockage of the intuition. It could be the heart chakra to keep it blocked, because at the end of the day, this karmic doesn't love this person. It's just they're there for convenience. They're there because they just care about the money. So maybe the divine master is the one who has money. Okay, so this is why Darcy, Pride and Prejudice, like one of you is very wealthy, or not necessarily, but maybe you are. So this person, this karmic, is just there for money. I'm seeing a lot of citrine, okay? So a lot of you use citrine, a lot of you masculines use citrine because this person is blocking your solar plexus, so that's confidence and your money, okay? They are blocking something right now, or still doing it, or trying to do it and then act innocent in front of you and stuff like that, or they gaslight you, or they use the child for manipulation. This is someone who used children for manipulation, okay? Absolutely. So this is someone accustomed to this. So Divine Master, you understand now, like a lot of you, you are a good person. You're very loyal, but you're loyal to the wrong people, my friend. Okay. So this is your intuition confirmation, because you're a high priestess as well. If your person is a high priestess, you are a high priestess. So wake the fuck up. But everyone is in their own journey. You will know if this is yours. Okay. Especially when you do that meditation, when you do that work, when you talk to God, when you are in that energy and then everything comes to light. And yes, get ready, because this truth is hard to swallow, especially this one. Like even for me, I'm just like, okay, but I'm talking from experience too. Some of it, but just. So this person not only did wood magic to get you to get them pregnant, okay? So they also have done love spells and situations where maybe you could have mentioned your divine feminine to them before you were dating this karmic or something like that. Or they knew about the karma. For some of you, divine feminine, they knew about you before they started, like before your person chose them. Or they didn't know about you until after they were dating or they were together. Or this person, like, you know, like, because your person doesn't let go of you. They just watch you. They watch your social media. Okay, this is why this divine feminine, no matter what they do, they probably blocked you in their Instagram as well, the karmic. And then your person find out, because also your person takes breaks from, like, they feel like their obsession of you is not healthy. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, because it's not just you. The obsession is actually the fucking karmic, and I'm gonna prove. I'm trying to get there. Okay, the obsession that you have with your divine feminine, your wife, okay, the one that you're supposed to be in this lifetime, okay. And this is how you know, because that's why a lot of you know, the divine masculines, you know when you want to marry your person. You know exactly in 1 second who you want to marry, right? But you will never know that if someone will distort your mind and fuck you over in the background to make you choose someone else and settle for that and stay there as a slave while they siphon and are energy vampires and manipulators. And they get what they want, because they don't want to do much, but you do everything for them. You do good. Do you see the difference? There's one very controlling, manipulative energy, and then there's one that literally lets you go and lets you be yourself. Let you be your natural self. This is someone, divine feminine, who have encouraged this person. You inspire this person. You were a good friend. I feel like this person wasn't a good friend to you. I wonder why. Especially this karmic, who's trying to be you. That's another thing. This is a karmic who also has done spell work to assess your essence, like take some stuff like energy from you, and then to keep this masculine thinking and like your energy is around this karmic, right? So it's like to keep him like stuck there, like not be able to move, but also it's like your person cannot stop thinking of you even more. Sorry. Okay, no. I'm laughing because it's just like, it's comical that people have the audacity to think that that type of shit, control and manipulation, can actually work. And then God, I feel like God laughs about this too. Like, I feel like Spirit just laughs and lets it happen for a little bit until he blocks it, and then you can't do it anymore. And then the person wakes up and realizes how Knievel and evil and vile you are. So it's the same energy as, you know, everybody didn't know about Zionists or Israeli or whatever these fucked up people were doing. And then all of a sudden, social media, people start sharing their abusers, what they were doing, right? And then sharing. And then now everybody globally, the entire planet knows how these abusive, disgusting, psychopath people make money out of our taxes. So it's basically for you, Divine Masculine, it's like, what the fuck? Because that's how evil this person is, to be honest. And doesn't want to be held accountable and wants to continue and thinks that if they continue doing even more or doing weird other ritual, other things, like this is someone who does a lot of dark magic, a lot. Like and And then they call the divine feminine the witch, the devil, they worship the devil, they're humanizing her, right? But you're the fucking witch. How dare you? But it's okay. We high priestess, we know. We always know. We just let you have your fun. We just let you and saw you in spirit and saw you in dreams doing your fucking weird ass rituals and weird ass shit. With our pictures, with something of with a divine masculine underwear and stuff like that. You're fucking weird. The fact that people do this like says a lot about y'all. Fucking narcissists. Like that's what they do. Like they can't control a person, they can't manipulate a person, they do weird ass shit, especially if they feel like they can have some type of control over a person. My goodness. It's like a high for them to have power over another person, to keep them in some type of oppress or repress or all kinds of weird shit. This karmic is like that. This is what your person is dealing divine feminine. So you already know this. That you know because you already survived narcissism and weird ass shit like this, right? So a lot of you speak from experience, you know what's going on, so you don't hold any grudge or anything to your person. You send them love and beautiful energy and you continue going what you're doing. A lot of you don't have time for that too. Like this is just like, okay, cool. I hope they do well. I hope they're able to finally let go of that fear and trust and communicate and trust you. Because a lot of you divine feminine, this masculine is going to have a hard time trusting because like, what the fuck? Right? Yeah. So here we go, divine masculine, because your person already knows, okay? So that's the number one, the whole wound trying to get them impregnated, the love spell, okay? A lot of shit, okay, to keep you from blocking your person. They could have tell you to block this person, that this person is doing witchcraft on, the divine feminine is doing witchcraft on you because they do tarot or psychic readers or something like that. And then they use psychological warfare to, and bully and gaslight you to make you, like if let's say you feel like it's not true, that you will look at them and be like, what the fuck, what are you doing? Like you will see something will just, or the energy will feel off, right? Like a lot of you, even after sex, like I know guys don't care after they, right? They don't give a shit, they, whatever. But this person is very sensitive. This person is actually very, you're a healer. So a lot of you feel really off. You feel like, disgusted, like, right? Yeah. And then this is why a lot of you're obstinate. You're not having sex with this karma. A lot of you divine feminine, you feel it because you feel the sexual energy that comes from your person. This is what the karmic fucking hates. And now they're thinking to take the sexual energy from this person that they feel for you because you're the only person that can, right? Right now, your person cannot get it, no, with this person. Why? Because this karmic did too much sex magic. They did way too much love spells. Way too much. Like to the point that it's just, but a lot of you masculine, you're feeling just like a little bit because of the healing and because your divine feminine is praying for you, it's covering you from all the attacks that this karmic that you sleep with. A lot of you are sleeping with the devil. You fucking are a Jezebel, a demonic fucking fucked up shit. I wouldn't be surprised as Zionist. Bless your soul. A lot of you, if you're separating for that, you need at least a good amount of healing, okay? A lot of healing. And that's okay. One of you, if you end up having children with this karmics, have some grace, it's fine. Like we all make mistakes, like nobody's perfect, nobody knew this thing. And obviously we now know that the system and everything in education and spiritual energy and your ancestors, a lot of you is your ancestors who literally telling you all the tea. Channel messages, most of the time it's ancestors and angels and literally Holy Spirit and on top, like literally coming, giving us the information. And then we find it in the physical that to confirm that. That's why a lot of us, we cannot stop. We have to continue the mission. Like a lot of people need guidance. They need healing. They need ways to get back into alignment because the system wants to keep them not being grateful for what they have, keep them disgusted and with distractions and blocking their intuition. For a lot of you, this is globally, like trying so hard to like quiet the feminine energy, quiet their intuition, quiet the mother. Like this is why this Jezebel and karmic, this is why the divine masculine can forgive themselves, divine feminine, because they fucking cohorted with this fucking demon who wants to unalive you, divine feminine. So that's the other energy as well. Like their energy is very psychotic. Like they want to get you out so that they can keep pretending to be you. They want to be you. And even the divine masculine is like, this is insane. Yes, they are insane. Look at the world we are at. We have plenty of example of people who are doing just that. What do you think colonization is? It's taking something that was already there, people, places, or thing, and trying to pretend to be them. Be them. Wipe and just pretend to be them. Right? That's fucked up. Right? Yeah, this is why there needs to be laws and bills or anything to prevent people from continue doing this for long. Like, we're not supposed to be doing that. We can be fine everywhere we go. We can go free. There's no need for apartheid. There's no need for walls. There's no need for any of that, especially for countries that take advantage of those countries and then blame the immigrants that want to save themselves to move to other areas, so they're not like dealing with the situation of people stealing and exporting and exploiting that area, and to the point that people cannot survive in those areas. But then they blame the people who are the victims in the situation. Like, it makes no sense, right? But we live in a world like this. It's unfortunate. A lot of you divine feminine, you understand that's why you're grateful for whatever you had. You declutter, you're all constantly decluttering, not only in the physical, in the spirit. And this is why your person is learning internally to go within. And this is why the karmic is freaking the fuck out. Because of this choice that this person, your person, okay, give them grace, okay? Because now, because they chose to heal, they chose to separate themselves from this energy, they're choosing, okay? I don't know if they already decided or this already happened or this happened in the past, and this is just a confirmation for the divine masculine so that they can go ahead and take action with the divine feminine. And this is what's gonna piss this karma off. I don't give a fuck. We're bringing justice, whether you like it or not. And that's how it is. Justice is coming and balance, because it needs to be restored. It comes no matter who likes it or not. It doesn't matter. But a lot of you are exposing all your demonic fucking demons. And people who are highly intuitive can see right through. So a lot of you karmics, just all you have to do is heal, go within and check and, talk to that demon. What kind of demon are you carrying? Because I know a lot of people in power carrying lots of weird ass ones. Ancient and fucked up. Especially this karmic, okay? This karmic, my goodness. So they are not stopping. They're trying every possible way. So a lot of you divine masculine, this is your confirmation too. And divine feminine, you already do. But yeah, this person is feeling defeated, like jealous and envious. Like, they cannot one up you. They cannot be you. They cannot replace. They cannot make this person get distracted anymore. Like, maybe they're trying to do stuff or trying to, like, this person is not having it. Like, they don't want this person. They want to live their life with the person who they're meant to be. And glory be to God, it will happen. If this person continue to listen to their intuition and their heart, is going to happen. This person is shifting. They're like waking up out of a giant fucking sleep or illusion. It's like they had the blinded, like the Two of Swords energy, completely confused and not. Yeah, well, obviously they're going to be like that for multiple reasons. One of them is like they have a person that they think is their friend, partner, whatever, doing the shit on a regular basis. I don't know how they have the money. So this is someone that has the money, or this is friends or people doing it, but and they get a high out of it when they see this person, like maybe like keeping the distance, like sad or depressed, or like, like they don't like everything this person does. Like, these are probably monitor spirits, like watching this divine masculine. So like everybody's just like constantly, a lot of you give a lot, okay, and a lot of people just take. A lot of you is crazy. Like, a lot of you don't understand how you end up with this person. Some of you was a one night stand and you were like, what the fuck, I already have a child. Like, for a lot of you, it was like this person lied to you, said that they were on the pill and they weren't, okay? Others of you is that they poke a hole into the condom. Like, there's different situations, so I'm just giving you examples for different scenarios, okay? But for a lot of you, fucked up shit. Like, divine feminine would never done this. Would have never, this masculine. That's why you're like, I know my person will never try to trap me and manipulate me like this, ever. And that's how you know. That's how you know that person is not your person. That's how you know, like, that person. And yes, they betrayed you. You were cohorted. There's manipulation here. There's a lot of sexual, like, this is a lot of you wonder, like, why do I always have this weird ass tantric sex with this person? And like, you don't understand. You're like, what the fuck? But I don't love this person. For all you masculine, like, yeah, whatever. And that's what this toxic vessel, like, they don't care. They're harnessing your energy through sex. Absolutely. This is how they manifest through you, because you're the supply. So I'm masculine. Yeah, you're the supply, and they don't want to let go of their supply. the supply that they're draining and stuff like that. So this is why for a lot of you, divine masculine, divine feminine, God had made like a blockage. So every time this energy is trying to siphon it from the divine feminine, it's just blocked. So they're not really assessing anything. So they're using the divine masculine essence. So masculine, that's what's going on. This energy is just siphoning your energy, just stealing from you. And you know this, a lot of you, this is why I said, like, it's your decision to choose whatever you want to do. You either choose the path of light and close the karmic door, because you have to close the karmic energy and close it completely and heal and cleanse and balance your life. And then you can go ahead and move and talk to this person and have the courage and strength. But this strength is coming back. It's coming back because there's another love spell, the last one I'm hearing, that this karma is going to do, that is going to push you to move towards this divine feminine. So in a way, thank the karmic. For a lot of you, this already been done. That's why I'm saying the karma is going to be furious. So you did this because God told you already. He's been warning you to stop, right? He told you to stop, especially like you're not with this person anymore. If you're not with this person anymore, you don't have any protection. Okay? And I'm not saying like I don't need to defend or save any karmic and stuff like that. Like, you deserve what you get. Like, that's what it is. But a lot of y'all, if this person that you're feeling it right now, a lot of y'all, the karmics, you're feeling the shit. You're like, a lot of you don't believe about karma, right? Well, your God is going to make you believe it, because God is karma. Okay? So this is, I don't know how many times. So this is the time where he's already, you feel it like this, they're packing their stuff, or they already left. They already have a house. They already have a way to build with their child. The government stuff is already built. The stuff in the background for child support and stuff like that. Everything is settled, right? Everything is balanced. You guys are sharing custody or whatever, or not. Some of you, the masculine, you probably take full custody, especially after you find this out. If it's true, if this person, like a lot of you, you know it's true, okay? For a lot of you, this could be the reverse, okay? For a lot of you, it could be divine feminine. You will see that this ex-karmic did all that shit, and you will automatically be like, yeah, I'd rather keep my kid, like, you're insane. Especially all this stuff in the background. There's voodoo, hoodoo, all kinds of shit. They did everything. They've been doing everything to keep this person from you. So a lot of you, divine feminine, an ex of yours, been doing this. A lot of you feel it doesn't affect you, but it could affect your children. A lot of sex spare and love spell, like this person wants you to come back. So a lot of you broke up with this karmic. Some of you is a karmic male, okay? It's weird. They're obsessed with you. Yeah, because all that love spell that they're doing to try to keep you trapped, to try to keep you with them, but you don't want nothing to do with them. The more they do this, the more you repelled. But the more you love your person. So a lot of you, divine feminine, divine masculine, you are experiencing similar things. And this is why the love is coming even stronger in the background. It's like a silent love that hasn't happened yet, but it's going to. So this is why it's so strong. This is why it's so powerful. This is why the enemy itself, it's literally like attacking you both in different forms. But now the devil wants to collect from this karmic. This karma didn't fulfill some type of contract, some type of cult, ritual, whatever they did. They didn't fulfill it. It's not fulfilled. It will never be. So it's coming to collect. So this is what's going on. Divine masculine, as soon as you start moving, and this is what your confirmation, you need to, there's a divorce or separation that needs to happen, that you're already thinking about it. God is giving you that confirmation. Especially if this person, you have found out some stuff, don't settle for abusive and toxic, psychological and abusive behavior. Especially from like someone like this. Like, it's not real love. It was never real. It was manipulated and controlled. It wasn't even you in love with this person naturally. It was coerced. It was made. She created illusions for multiple, could be years, could be months. And you have no idea. You didn't believe in this stuff. You thought that people who talk about this and trying to defend people from this, you think that they're crazy. But now you believe because you found out something. You saw something. Don't deny it. That's self-denial. And that's even more hurtful. That's actually abusive for yourself. You know what's going on. Don't settle for this because it's easier. It will never be easy. It will get harder. It will get much harder. More intense headache, because she's going to go harm because you are letting it. You're not holding her accountable, her or him. At the end of this point, divine masculine or divine feminine, just release these people. Release. You are a transmuter and alchemizer. Twin flames chosen, you are a transmuter and alchemizer. That shit will never affect you. It was just backfire to that person. especially when you're in your energy, when you're north, when you're working on your goals, your mission, the divine mission that you're here for. If you're doing that, you have nothing to worry about. Dark magic, witchcraft, all that bullshit. It's not gonna work. Maybe God, I was gonna say Allah, some of you could be from the Middle East, but a lot of you, God will allow some of the attack just for you to be aware what it feels like when you don't have him. Yep. And then he will come in and tell you that he loves you, that this is what he's doing, this is why he's protecting you. So he gives you an awareness, but sometimes he tells you 10 days or 5 days before the attacks are gonna come in. And that's why you get ready. He tells you to fast. He tells you that's why constantly be connected with God. This is what the divine feminine is doing. She's not listening to anybody externally, only going within, only talking to God. And that's a beautiful energy. This is someone who is teaching other people, inspiring other people to do the same. So this is why divine masculine has had the courage and strength, but they just needed that little push. Okay, so a lot of you masculine, you feel the little push. You're like, what's going on? Yeah, you're feeling the push that comes from the last love spell or sex spell, whatever this fucking karmic did, or if they did it to you or your divine feminine, or they try to block this situation. It backfired. First of all, God blocked it, and it went back to this karma. So now this karma is more obsessed with you. So this is what's going on. A lot of you don't understand why this person is so obsessed with you, stalking you all the time, stalking the divine feminine, stalking everybody, because it keeps backfiring. It keeps backfiring, and it's making this person mentally unstable. It's making this person insane, and making this person believe their own lies. But they're the one who literally go to practitioner or go to places and stuff like that to do witches and stuff like that. Then after they obviously, ignore it, right? Like, oh, I didn't do that, right? And then they see maybe the masculine are maybe like more loving or more like, maybe more kind or maybe nicer or something like that. And then right away they're like, it's working, But it's not, because the person doesn't want to sleep with them. The person doesn't want nothing to do with them. Maybe they're being nice because they're getting ready to, it's time for me to go. I'm just being nice with you I'm gonna go. I'm going. Yeah. Divine, this karmic, they feel it. They have that intuition. Well, the little that they have. Or maybe this is God allowing the karmic to feel it, because they're gonna feel it. And I feel bad. I don't wish this on anybody, even my worst enemy. But manipulating someone to have children with you, to be with you, even though you probably, the karmic did a reading on both of you and they knew that they weren't gonna be with him. So they decided like, no, that's not gonna happen. And they start doing stuff. But I know it's for divine timing and lessons, because I know God allowed it for a certain amount of time, and now it's over. It's over. And this karmic thought it was going to be forever, that they're going to keep this person trapped, that they're going to keep manipulating with their child or something like that, which is a divine child, okay? Divine feminine, you already know this is beautiful energy. For some of you, their higher self of this child has visited you. So that's what I was saying, like Anubis, okay? Anubis became the king of the underworld. He became the before the souls passes through in purgatory, they're the ones who do the scale, right? Like, let's say if you did a lot of fucked up shit in the physical, right? Like, most billionaires are gonna be like completely like, just like even the feather's gonna fucking burn and shit, because they will never pass the test. So they're going way straight to fucking purgatory. People don't usually go there if their heart is balanced, okay? If your heart is balanced, you did the right thing, you were kind and empathetic in this world, and you did the right thing, okay? That's why you go to paradise and heaven, whatever you want to call it. There is a spiritual realm that is much higher for the higher grams. It has multiple dimensions, and I can go deeper in that, but all I got to do, you just got to do your meditation and you'll be just there. But just go do the work, because it does take work. Absolutely. It's like you're going to take the stairs, you got to use your legs, right? You got to use all your energy. You got to use your brain, like, okay, I'm going straight, right? It's the same thing. That's the physical. But in the spiritual realm, you got to do the practices and the things that it needs to be done in order for you to be in that spiritual realm, so that you are able to believe, to have faith, right? Not that you need to. Just like God said, like, oh, you needed to see my hole for, what was his name? Thomas, right? Thomas, like, oh, I need to see the hand, the hole, and stuff to believe that Jesus came back and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you really? You need to see it in order to believe it, even though you were literally right in front of me for days? You traveled with me? You saw me saving people? Like, you had them in the flesh and you still don't believe? A lot of y'all, you have the blessings right in your faces and you still didn't believe. This is what happened to this person. Like, they could not believe it. A lot of you, you're too good to be true. And absolutely, I believe it so. Damn. But that's it. This person needs to accept divine masculine. This is your person. You just the way you see this person, that's who you are too. You just have to love yourself. That's what it says. You are good enough. You are enough. This divine feminine believes so. I mean, they're praying for you. A lot of you divine masculine, you've been praying. This is your answered prayer. Okay, a lot of you, you're decluttering and you're writing your gratitude list. You're listening to your intuition. You're blocking distraction. I mean, distraction. So this is how divine masculine feels about this person. Okay, so yeah. So divine feminine, you already know this. Divine masculine, I'm so sorry. I hope this helped you. I'm gonna tap more into it so that way you can able to see. Oh, this is getting longer than I thought. There's gonna be a part 2.